Let's cover holiday stimulus checks for November of 2023. As take a look, stimulus checks 2023, which state is going to be sending out checks worth up to $1,000 in November? Taxpayers for 9 states may be eligible to receive a stimulus check in November. This information is false. I went ahead and take a look at the sources. I did not find 9 states. I did find a couple states, but I can tell you that this information is not accurate. I've been researching stimulus checks for quite some time, and I can tell you that there are not sources for all the states listed here. And if you take a look, you can see that this article lists several different states with amounts: Alabama, New York, Virginia, Florida, Georgia, but does not provide the sources. And when you do the research, you'll find that not all of these states are available. And there should be a dead giveaway here. Take a look. While the IRS has not confirmed the distribution date of the stimulus checks, those eligible should expect reimbursement by November 30th, not providing a source, but then saying it's essential to stay updated on IRS website irs.gov for more details regarding the IRS tax force stimulus checks. That terminology right there should be a dead giveaway, as on a federal level for the pandemic to everybody in the nation, there were 3 stimulus checks that went out, and then the state of emergency for the pandemic came to an end. President Biden announced that, meaning that there will be not a 4th stimulus check sent out to everybody in the nation as a result of the pandemic. Now, they said another stimulus check could go out for inflation or for issues with our economy, but it would not be called a 4th stimulus check because that would reference a sequence for the pandemic. This terminology right here is a dead giveaway that this is information that is bad, and I actually sourced it from a bad actor giving false information. I'm not even going to cite it because I don't want people to see the false information and get confused. But take a look. If you go to the IRS official website at irs.gov and you actually research that terminology they used, IRS tax force stimulus check, you will see that that terminology has not been used since 2022. So this is bad information. Now, I did find a couple states where there are going to be stimulus checks going out. Take a look. Alabama tax rebate checks are going to be coming soon. Arizona stimulus checks, eligible to receive $750. Texas stimulus checks, who's going to be eligible? And Virginia is going to be sending out a 2023 tax rebate in November. Now, I'm going to share with you these states, but also take a look here. This is the official Committee for Responsible Federal Budget's COVID money tracker. This is all of the stimulus funds that went out on a federal level that have been allocated to help out the American people. Now, you can see here legislative action, stimulus packages. There was $6.2 trillion that was allocated, set aside in an account to go out to the American people, of which $5.8 trillion has gone out, which means there still remains today $400 billion of leftover stimulus funds still just sitting there that could go out to help the American people. Even if it's not a 4th pandemic stimulus check, there could be a check that could go out to help the American people with funds for inflation, maybe Social Security, maybe child tax credits, but there's still money meant for people sitting there. And just to give you an idea of how much that is, if we scroll down and we take a look at the direct payments that went out, the 3 stimulus checks, you can see the price tags, and the last one that went out, $418 billion, roughly how much we still have left over, sent out a $1,400 stimulus check to everybody in the nation along with their dependents. So if they wanted, they still could tap into those funds and maybe send out inflation stimulus checks to everybody in the nation. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you'd like to see a comprehensive list of all the stimulus checks that have gone out and are still going out with all of the sources, phone numbers, websites, I've created a site at www.reliefroadmap.com for those that are interested. Now, I'm going to be diving into these articles for those that are going to be getting stimulus checks. And also, if you have missed stimulus checks, stick around because I've got some information for you on that as well. But you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. And if you guys appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything, do me a quick favor, smash the like button. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. And if you want to become a member, you can hit the join button, and all of these article sources will pop up in your YouTube feed. But if not, no worries. I cite all my sources anyways. They are all linked in the description below. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at these articles and get you caught up on the latest. All right, so first up is Alabama. And as I mentioned, all of these articles are going to be cited in the description below. And if you're a member, they're going to be popping up in your YouTube feed. Now, the article says that Alabama Governor Kay Ivey recently reminded taxpayers that Alabama tax rebate checks will soon be on their way to approximately 1.9 million state residents. After changing the rebate amount twice, Alabama lawmakers eventually settled on a one-time payment of up to $300. Now, what is the Alabama tax rebate in in 2023, not everyone will be receiving a $300 Alabama tax rebate check. That's because the payment amounts are going to be based on the state filing status of Alabama residents for the 2021 tax year. If your filing status was married, filing jointly, you will receive a $300 rebate, and for individuals, you're going to be receiving $150. Now, when will Alabama stimulus checks be deposited? Well, qualified Alabama residents may begin seeing rebate payments hit their bank accounts as early as December 1st of 2023. The payments will be sent to the bank accounts listed on your 2021 Alabama state tax refund. Now, if you did not list a bank account on your tax return for 2021, Alabama will mail your tax rebate as a paper check. You will not need to pay Alabama income tax on your 2023 tax rebate payment. Your rebate is not subject to debt collection or an offset. This means that if you owe state taxes or have other state debt, your rebate won't be deducted. Now, next up is Arizona stimulus checks, how you can get a November stimulus check. Eligible taxpayers to receive up to $750. The Arizona Department of Revenue, or the ADOR, began distributing resources from the Arizona Family Tax Rebate Program on November 15th of 2023, so this just started last week. But how eligible people can obtain stimulus checks, here we explain it to you. The ADOR will identify those eligible to receive the stimulus checks from the tax information it has available on taxpayers. Refunds will be sent by direct deposit to the accounts the taxpayers provided on their 2021-2022 tax return. If the ADOR does not have the taxpayer's bank information, it will send a paper check to taxpayers' last available address. Eligible beneficiaries no longer need to do anything to receive these refunds. They are on their way, and here you can see the X coming out from the Arizona Department of Revenue. And again, here's another X that came out that says how much is the Arizona Family Tax Rebate? Well, for eligible taxpayers, $250 per dependent under the age of 17, $100 per dependent over the age of 17. A taxpayer cannot claim more than 3 dependents for a max of $750. Up next, Texas stimulus checks. How much is the state government sending before the month's end? Now, scrolling down, it says, while federal stimulus checks concluded a couple of years ago, as I mentioned, 3 pandemic stimulus checks. There will not be a 4th, but there could be a federal level check to everybody, but it will not be called a 4th pandemic check. Over 20 states provided financial relief in the form of a tax rebate check or inflation relief payments last year. Now, for Texas stimulus checks. Now, the eligibility criteria, amounts, the delivery timelines for the year's state payments vary across the states. Texas, for instance, issued an annuity payment based on the Teachers Retirement System, or the TRS. November and December of 2023 dates, they have been set for issuing annuities either through paper checks or direct deposits, with beneficiaries encouraged to opt for direct deposits for faster access. Now, the Texas annuity payments are based on the Teachers Retirement System issued every month on the last business day. Paper checks will be sent via mail on November 29th of 2023, and deposits will be directed for accounts on November 30th of 2023. Meanwhile, checks will also be sent via mail on December 28th of 2023, and deposits will be available to an account on December 29th of 2023. And Virginia is going to be sending out 2023 tax rebate checks as well. And the article says, amid new Virginia election results, and now the Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin has signed a new 2023 Virginia budget, eligible Virginia taxpayers are receiving a one-time tax rebate. As Virginians continue to face inflation and high prices as a direct result of the policies out of Washington, D.C., these rebates are an important step going into the holiday season to help Virginians keep more of their hard-earned money for gas, groceries, and essentials. As I mentioned, these are inflation stimulus checks or tax rebates. This is the second time in recent years that the Commonwealth has returned stimulus revenue to Virginians. The move aligns with the trend where many states send residents so-called stimulus checks and tax rebate payments. Now, under the budget recently passed by Virginia's lawmakers, eligible Virginians, single filers may receive up to $200, while those filing jointly will receive up to $400. It's important to note that you will receive a rebate if you had filed your 2022 tax return by November 1st. The Virginia Department of Taxation offered various filing options to facilitate the filing process. How you receive your rebate depends on how you receive your Virginia tax refund. If you received a refund via direct deposit, your rebate will likely be direct deposit as well. On the other hand, eligible Virginia taxpayers who did not receive refunds through direct deposit will receive rebates via paper check sent in the mail. And when will you receive this rebate? Well, payments are already being sent to eligible Virginians. Depending on the available tax filing information, payments will be issued via check or direct deposit. Rebates are being issued in the order that the Commonwealth receives your returns. And also, as I mentioned, if you missed federal level stimulus checks, you still have a little bit of time left to claim them. Link in the description below to this article that says if you missed out initially, there's still time. The deadlines to file a return to claim the 2020 or 2021 credits are May 17th of 2024 and April 15th of 2025, respectively. And that is because the 2020 credit would have been claimed on your return filed in 2021, and the 2021 credit would have been claimed on your file to return in 2022. And you typically have 3 years from the due date to claim that refund. That means you still have a little extra time to claim your refund if you didn't file your 2021 or 2022 tax returns. So if you missed them, be sure to do that right away and get that stimulus money. There's still $400 billion of leftover funds still just sitting there. So there you have it, you guys, and I will keep you up to date on everything as more information rolls out, what's available to help out you and your family, what to prepare for, and to see the latest going on with global conflicts or to see what's happening with Social Security. Be sure to check out these videos right here next, and I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date as more information rolls out. But with that being said, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.